go to the next slide. The power of the thought is the most powerful instrument that mankind possesses. It is the power to think. And that's what the enemy wants. He wants to take your thinking ability away. Thoughts builds our conscious and shape our attitude. Whew. Jesus. It is the action that processes our thinking. The power to reason, the power to imagine, and the power of conception. To take what was intangible and make it tangible. To take what's in our thoughts and what we speak in words and from words, it becomes the reality as God did it in the beginning. Don't let me bore you in these next 30 minutes. Okay? You are interested in getting it all, right? He took his creative mind and used the power of thought. This is God now. And spoke words in action. By declaring, let there be light from his thoughts, God spoke a word, and the word became a reality. And the reality became a universe. Universe, one word created one world. But it all started from the power of the thoughts. Go to the next one. The Greek word for mind is nome. It is translated into the English word thoughts. Y'all ready for this? Watch this. This simply means device of the mind. Write that word device down. I'm going to help you understand that a little bit more. The word device is called in technology the modem, the hard drive that downloads all the information. The right information speeds up the hard drive, but the wrong information slows the hard drive into the device system. Good thinking speeds up the device of the mind because of the power of the thought. But bad thinking slows down our device of thinking of the mind. Now I want you guys to take this. So like I said, it may not be churchy what I'm about to say in the next 15 minutes. And it may sound a little philosophical, and it will be. But I'm going to teach you how it all lines up. Okay? Now, physics teaches us that an average human mind have the capacity, watch this, the average human mind only take on, not have the capacity, but only take on the capacity of receiving 60,000 thoughts in a day. Not 6,000, 60,000 thoughts in a day. Write that down. Go research it yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it. Watch this. The average, somebody say average. That means above average is going to take in more. The average human mind takes in about 60 thoughts in a day. Watch this. But the next day, that same average mind repeat 90% of the thoughts it just took in the day before. It only downloads 10% of new stuff. It keeps repeating 90% of the old stuff. Is this anybody interested in all this? So what's going on? Why are we in bondage? Why are we hostage? Because we keep repeating the same old stuff and reproducing the same old life because we keep bringing up the same old stuff. Watch this. Why do this happen? Anybody want to know this? Why do this happen? It's because 90% of the stuff we keep producing or reproducing is because we do it out of our subconscious mind. Anybody ever took physics or psychology or whatever? Know where I come from? Now watch this. I'm boring you. See how you lose people when you get out of church? Now we broke out in the sweat a little bit. Well, now I'm trying to fan you off and you don't want to be fanned. Because this is not interesting enough for you. Because you would rather recycle old stuff to slow down your device called your mind. Now watch this. Watch this. So now if 90% of the stuff we repeat is operating out of our subconscious mind, only 10% we do out of our conscious mind. That's why the next day we bring forth 10% of the conscious mind. So what is the subconscious and what is the conscious mind? The subconscious mind is the part of the mind that's not aware. The part of the mind that's not alert. So what we do, we respond out of life by speaking, living 90% of stuff we don't know, we don't understand. It's just some information that's been downloaded daily. That ain't. Touch somebody and say, do you know how good this is right here? If you're going to deal with the power of the thought, you got to understand how the mind works. So watch this. The conscious mind we live with, which is the part of the mind that is alert, that is awake, only receive 10%. Now, something backwards in our living. That's why scientists and physics says we only use 10% of our brain. The reason we only use 10% of our brain because we allow what is conscious not to be in control. We allow what's been downloaded because the subconscious mind is the negative thoughts. So the reason your life keeps turning out negative is because you allow the negativity of your subconscious to dictate to your conscious. I need somebody to praise them that help you anyway. So it's got to be more than shop, ba, 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 ba. It's got to be more glory, 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 glory. No, it's got to be something that we're not tapped into. And that is the conscious mind. Why is it that, because you say, so what do you mean we living out of our subconscious more than our conscious? That means you love receiving old, you love celebrating old information. Because you like to keep going back, celebrating something that God already done delivered you from. As if it's something new. Because it repeated yesterday's struggle. Y'all ain't ready for this. Let me move on. Let me see who I'm happening. Let me see, is this happening? So tonight, we got to break that stinky thinking. And you gotta bring yourself into subjection and say, why am I struggling, fighting, and defending something about me or something that I've been brought up with or something I've been told all my life when it's not conclusive? And if it's not conclusive, would you not rather celebrate something that is exclusive? Let's move on to the next. Okay, right here. Stay right there. I ain't going to make you have to understand this. You got to want it tonight. Your thinking got to come up. The word thought means an idea, a mental picture, or creative imagination. Philippians 4:8 NLT says, and now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your what? Fix your what? What is the Apostle Paul talking about? And we know Paul was a spiritual man. But he was also a mental and physical man that understood he had balance in his life, and he didn't have so much problem out just the Pharisees and Sadducees. He had came against the Judaizers as well as some of the other apostles because they could not get with. He brought something so exclusive that it made them feel like if you take this out of church, then God left with it. But the problem is, when we come to a reality and understand when we do the benediction tonight, all of us got to go home somewhere. And the truth of the matter is, when we all go home somewhere, we ain't all going to the same house. And if we not all going to the same house, then that means we're not all going to the same life. And if we're not all going to the same life, that means we ain't all going through the same struggle. And if we're not all going through the same struggle, then why you trying to make your life my life? And why you want to make I should have yours and we need exchange when you're struggling to understand who you really are? Why do I need to struggle or you need to struggle when I ain't figured out in my conscious thinking because I live from a subconscious thought who I really am, and now I'm getting mad because somebody trying to show me who I really am, and I'm mad because I want to stay who I've been taught.